Hi, I'm Mike, and today we continue on with the Arrowquip Corral build and hopefully finish it up as we put in the Bud Flow tub as well as a ton of panels today on Our Wyoming Life. Hi guys, welcome back and thanks for joining us once again. If this is your first time here, thank you for joining us. We've been, over the past month or so, we've been rebuilding the corrals here on the ranch. Thanks to the folks at Arrowquip who have supplied us with a brand new corral system that they now offer in the United States. We're going to put a link down in the description where you can take a look at their website and see all the really cool things they're doing. But for us, it all comes down to one thing, and that is a 120-foot square area right here on the ranch that is completely changing thanks to Arrowquip. This is what it looks like today. We've been working on this for the past couple weeks or so, tearing it all out, putting it all back together, rebuilding what we can, dealing with the wind, and now I think we're right here where we can actually see the end of the road. It's not that far away. We have, over the last couple weeks, installed, dismantled, installed, put together so much out here that it actually does amaze me. And I can't wait to reach the end of the road with this and actually show you guys how this completed system works. Today, we are going to take a little bit of a look back. We're going to look back at how this started and how we ended up where we are today. Okay, so I built these corrals back in 2013, I think. And when I put them in, I really didn't know a whole lot about building corrals. I still don't really know a whole lot about building corrals.
I want you to honestly review it. And I feel like that's a good way to get it into the market in North America. And I know you'll honestly review it. And I'm confident enough, and again, I don't mean to sound arrogant, I'm confident enough for you to know that the time it's going to save you running cattle through that equipment and the amount of labour that you'll put into working cattle and how much more you'll enjoy it versus what you would have done in the past, I know that message is going to come through your channel. And that is going to be, people are going to look at that and say, when they watch your channel, they're going to look at that and say, I want that system to improve the way I work cattle. Because that's our purpose, is we want to improve the way people work their cattle.
So behind me here is a brand new corral system, one that we're going to be installing here on the ranch. It's a new design that many have not seen before. Before we can have the cattle working with us, well, we have to work against ourselves. I built this entire corral system a few years ago, and now we're going to take it out. When in doubt, BFH. There we go. That worked. I think that'll work. We're going to leave this here, and we're going to start working on alleys, which will lead into the squeeze chute. I went down to Nashville, a guitar in the back. I was gonna make it big. Make money by the sack. Coming out of Tulsa, a waitress in a bank, a record label man came knocking one day with a paper in his hand, and he said, "Get while the getting Everything looks so easy and fast forward. The entire system here is a complete corral system, from squeeze chute to loading chute to alleys to tub. It's all part of a cohesive unit that is basically designed to make it easier to move cows through it and make it less stressful on the cows, make it safer for the people, and actually make it a little easier, and you don't have to have as many people here to run this system. This system will get a complete test coming up here in just a couple weeks as we get into branding, when we're going to be bringing calves through, but we'll take a look at that in just a few minutes. Right now, we have one step left, and that is to install a ton of these panels. We have 4-foot panels, we have 8-foot panels, we have gates to install, and once these are all up, and actually very simple to put in, they just pin together. Once these are all in place, the system itself is done. Now we still have some work to do. We're going to do a little bit of dirt work. We're going to plant some grass and stuff like that. But that's the basic gist. And that gets us back to where we started, where if we have a cow that we have trouble with, if we have a calf that we need doctor, we can get them in here and put them in this system and see how it works. So I guess we're going to get started with a map. That's a good idea. Now the folks at Arrowquip have actually outlined exactly how this thing needs to go together and what steps we need to take. And it's basically broken down into 4 different steps. Step number 1 is up and around here. Step number 2, step number 3, and step number 4. So the first part of this whole thing is the portion that leads into the crowd tub, which is right over here. Technically, this portion here is the cattle handling facility. The rest of it is just pens that are used to move cows up and through and sort them off and do all kinds of interesting things that you can do. But this first portion here is absolutely essential due to the cow's psychology. We want cows to constantly be turning. Cows always want to turn around. They want to go back the way they came. So when we start assembling this portion of the corral, it's full of twists and turns. That gives cows the feeling like they're going back to where they came from. They always want to be turning. So as they come in this way, they're going to want to turn this way and go that way and turn again going down the alleys. And it's all about cow psychology and making them as comfortable as possible. This first part is probably the most important part of any of the panels that we're going to set up. You can kind of work with the other stuff, you can wiggle it, you can jostle it, you can make it work for you, but this stuff right up here at the front, we want the cows to make this big S curve, and that's what we're going to build first. So I'm guessing each one of these panels weighs, I don't know, 150 pounds or so, maybe more. I really don't know. All I know is they're heavy. So in order to make this job a whole lot easier, we're actually going to use the tractor with the forks to move the panels in place, or at least get them close to where they're going to go. We're still going to have to muscle them around a little bit, but this will make things a ton easier. And by the end of the day, I'm sure we're going to be tired of moving panels around. So we're going to start out, according to the map, we're going to start out with some 8-foot panels and a 4-foot panel. So I want to make sure I grab the right group. And once we've got them, we're in business. We'll just run them over here to where we're going to start on our S curve as it heads into the tub. So all of these panels are just held together by these pins and tension, which is the main way that all this stuff is held together. And it doesn't even have like a cotter pin at the bottom. It's just all held in there with the weight of these. So hopefully nothing comes apart. I don't have any reason to think it would.
Living in town sometimes brings me down. Let me bestow this western blessing and share what I have found. May you always have cows around. What else you gonna spend that extra money on? What else is gonna get you up hours before dawn? What else is gonna keep you toiling on and on and on? May you always have cows around. Come on, you know that you got too much time on your hands, not merely enough complication in your plans. You need to invite all of the frustration that you can. May you always have cows around. Everything is better with some cows around. Living in town sometimes brings me down. Let me bestow this western blessing and leave you saddle bound. May you always have cows around. What else could make the bishop swear like a sailor might? What else can cause such tension between a man and his wife? What else could ever bring all these enhancements to your life? May you always have cows around. What else is gonna get out when you don't close the gate? What else will make you prematurely show your age? What else will take a run at you in a fit of bovine rage? May you always have cows around. Well, everything is better with some cows around. Living in town sometimes brings me down. And although this western blessing leaves you cattle bound, may you always have cows around. Well, there's Hereford, Highland, Simmental, Welsh Black, and Maine and Juki, Nina, Limousine, Shorthorn, Charlie, Watusi, 2, Texas Longhorn, Corriini, Roman, Yola, Galloway, and Angus, Brahma, Brangus, Jersey, Guernsey, Holstein, hey! Well, you might have had to let them dig for oil and gas. You might have had to turn the place to an exotic game ranch. You might have had to do all kinds of things to raise the cash so you'd always have cows around. Well, how else you gonna lose it all like Daddy did? What else will make sure you leave nothing for your kids? It's too late now, you know it is. You might as well admit that you're badly flawed in sentimental masochisticness, and that despite all the statistics and the advice that you get, you will always have cows around. Yeah, everything is better with some cows around. Living in town sometimes brings me down. Well, you won't know what you're missing till you hear that sound. May you always have cows around. May you always have cows around.
Well, guys, I lied to you. In complete honesty, I thought that I would get this done today, that putting up panels wouldn't take that long, that I'd be able to just kind of cruise right through it, pin, 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 move, move, move. It didn't really work that way. In fact, I even had plans to get some critters, some little critters, in the corrals today and show you guys how they work. It didn't happen either. It is what it is. I guess you guys are stuck with a montage video of me just putting up panels. Not all that exciting, but tomorrow, I promise you, we're gonna wrap up this entire project and be done with it and get those little critters out here to show you how this corral system works. I honestly could probably work a little bit later. It's, what time is it? 6:24. I could probably work a little bit later, but I haven't seen the kids or Erin that much today, so I figure I'll go in and spend a little bit of time with them. And for those of you who might think I should stay out later and keep working, I can promise you that the folks at Arrowquip care about family way more than having this thing done today. And so do I. And hopefully, so do you. Thanks for coming along with me today. Be sure to continue to explore the ranch life, escape your ordinary, subscribe, hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, check out the website, OurWyomingLife.com. We'll see you next time, tomorrow, right here as we wrap up this whole mess on Our